Fighters enter the ring. 139-pound weight class. Shane Mosely of the United States out of Pomona, California, and Michele Picario of Italy. In the near corner to our left, you get a look at Mosely, 139 pounds. There's Picario from Italy. And Shane Mosely of the United States, as we mentioned, out of California. Lives in Pomona, California. And he has just celebrated his 20th birthday, has Shane Mosely. There's Mosely, began boxing in 1980, ran cross country at Pomona High. Actually, he was born in Linwood, California. His father, Jack, is his coach. And both fighters to the center of the ring, and we are set for a little boxing action, Davey. It'd be tough to match the excitement of the Yvonne Robinson-Sandro Casamonica. And you see Casamonica being interviewed by Italian television. Casamonica was a little upset with the loss. And we begin round number one.
Well, we've had excellent matchups so far between the two countries. The United States being very competitive. This matchup here, Mosely's got a height and reach disadvantage he'll have to combat.
Mosely stands at 5'8". Picario at 5'10". Picario being warned for the hole. Mosely very quick, very active. Doesn't like to mix it up like Ivan Robinson does.
He could have a tough time here as Picario's right hand just whizzed by the top of his head as a counter shot. Every time he misses, he's going to be in a vulnerable spot. And Mosely doing what he's got to there. Try to go to the body, get underneath, and be a smaller target than usual. Hope that his opponent shoots everything over the top.
It's interesting, last year, Shane Mosely fought at a lighter weight, and he beat Sandro Casamonica, who we just saw lose to Ivan Robinson. So Mosely has moved up to 139 pounds.
And what's interesting to see also is how fighters improve from year to year. They're at such a tender age now. Somebody 2 years away from the Olympics and then 1 year away from the Olympics will show you a marked difference in the way they've come along.
We saw Mosely fight earlier this year. He lost on points to Candelario Dervigal of Cuba.
And nothing like being up against the very best. It can only help.
Michele Picario of Italy in the blue and white. Shane Mosely of the United States in the dark blue.
Mosely's got an idea that he's got to go to the body, but it's been blocked off for him a few times. He's just got to set his head in Picario's chest and go to work.
Less than a minute to go in this first round.
Everything after the Robinson fight would seem like a slower pace, and this, of course, seems to be that way also. Not as much rhythm as the earlier bout. Both fighters a little more studious, too.
Good left by Mosely. He had the right earlier that scored. Mosley's done a good job negating the height and reach advantage of Picario. The punch is a bit short despite the cheering from the crowd here in Naples, Italy. There's a punch that landed. Mosely with a good combination.
Finally got inside, which is what he's been looking for all round.
And round number one comes to an end, and that last flurry may have given Mosely the round, David.
Very, very close round. The ebb and flow for both fighters. Picario did seem to do a lot on the outside. It will be interesting to see how they score it. I thought Picario got it.
Well, he seems quite relaxed as we get a look at Michele Picario. And we get a look at some of the action from this first round. You see Picario scoring with that left hand and then following it up with the left, a double left that Mosely blocked some of it.
And there's the reach advantage for Picario coming into play and also enabling him to get away from the full brunt of the left hook. Now, Mosely did get inside and did some nice work to follow it up.
Yeah, the right hand the most effective. It's tough to, you can see it right there. The shots to the body in amateur boxing, it's tough to see how they can get lost in the shuffle. But I guess the upside of all that is if you're hitting a guy in the body, you are wearing him down, which could lead to more obvious points later on. So we begin round number 2. These fighters fighting in the 139-pound weight class. Shane Mosely of the United States and Michele Picario of Italy. I thought Mosely won the first round. You thought Picario did? See how the judges score it when it's all over, bud.
Got a hot debate here. Picario with that natural advantage, and Mosely now trying to tie him up. When he ties Picario up, if the referee hasn't said anything to break them, he's got to try to get some offense in. Whenever he's in close, that will be the key for Mosely. Now, Mosely's standing a little bit too tall here for somebody who's got the reach disadvantage. He wants to make sure that that right hand by Picario goes over the top.
Good right hand by Picario, but Mosely tries to turn it on, and both fighters score in the exchange. Nice right by Picario. That's a clubbing right hand.
The kind of shots he's been throwing, more or less from the side. Not too many straight rights by Picario. It's been hard for each fighter to get the clear punching room. They've been subtly tying each other up and forcing breaks and not getting all the leverage they would like into their shots.
Good left by Picario, keeping Mosely away.
Mosely just missing with a couple of left hooks. His right does get in there.
Yeah, but not after Picario scored with a combination.
And there's the reach for Picario. From a distance, the right hand gets in.
Michele, that's the chant from the Italian crowd, trying to cheer on Picario here in round number 2. Under a minute to go in this second round. And now Picario being warned for the hold.
And there's been a lot of that in this fight here. It has slowed the pace somewhat.
Good crowd on hand in this outdoor facility here in Naples, Italy.
And the strength of Picario showing up there as Mosely felt compelled to hold and wait a couple seconds before he tried to launch an attack.
Lancing left by Mosely, backed up Picario. Left hand by Picario scores. And we come up to the closing seconds of round number 2. Shane Mosely and Michele Picario. Picario in his corner representing the Italian team. Dave, how do you see it scored through 2 rounds?
I've got Picario winning both rounds here, and if you thought the first round was close from Mosley's standpoint, you realize he's got to come out firing here in the third. He's on the road. This has not been a spectacular fight as far as him being able to negate the height and reach disadvantage that he's got. He has to do something dramatic here in a short fight. He really has to turn it on.
Picario has remained calm.
Fuori I secondi.
I see it as 1-1. I gave Mosely the first round, Picario the second. So we begin this third and final round. Shane Mosely and Michele Picario in a fight that is probably up for grabs. Both fighters start off scoring. Picario with a good cross there, knocked back Mosely.
And he was backing up when he landed the shot, and there's the right hand again by Picario, which has been a major weapon for him. He's been setting it up with the jab. Mosely's done some good body work at times, but not successful enough to completely slow Picario.
The strength of the Italian fighter has worn on Mosely, although Mosely trying to bore in here, but Picario is able to just flick out a few punches and get Mosely off him.
Picario's done a pretty good job when he's been backing up. He's actually been able to use the ropes and get some angles and land some shots from weird positions. It's a fight where they've taken turns negating each other. Mosely, it seems, has to work too hard just to get his punches together because he's got to get close first. He's doing a nice job. He's battling here to the best of his abilities. And Picario gets out of it.
Oh, Mosely able to avoid some serious damage there, able to back Picario up and score with a right.
Well, it will be interesting to see how the judges look at it because this has been a good round for Mosely. And if you thought it was even going in, then you'll think it's his fight at the end.
Under a minute to go in this third and final round. Michele Picario trying to fight off the ropes. Mosely now getting some scoring in there. And a warning again. That clock stops when they have warning. The rounds seem to go longer.
Mosley's more in tune this round about what he wants to try to do as far as the damage to the body. He's been moving at better angles, being in shorter punching position and landing some shots on the inside even after they've been holding each other.
Mosely warned for holding and punching. We get another hold. Now the referee asks Mosely to keep his head up.
Yeah, you'd like to see them use that more along the lines of incidental contact. If they're both doing it, let them keep going.
Good combination by Picario in the closing seconds of the fight. May he steal this third and final round. Mosely comes back with a combination. And that is it. Good fight. We'll find out who the winner is after this timeout on Sports Channel America. Who comes out of his corner. He has to feel good about his performance tonight in this 139-pound bout against Shane Mosely. There you get a look at Mosely out of California. Dave, you think Mosely pulled it off?
I think he won the third round, but I would still give it to Picario based on what he did in the first two. A good, strong finish for Mosely, though. He came on and did some good body work in the third round and took better initiative and really had Picario backing up more.
I like Mosely myself. I think he may have pulled this one out. We'll find out what the judges thought here in Naples, Italy. Glad you can join us. Bob Papa along with Dave Bontempo. We've already seen Oscar De La Hoya win in a first round stoppage. Ivan Robinson of the United States has won as well. And now the referee and fighters take a different position to address the winners. And I think they're going to mosey around the corner right to our cameras. There we go. And they continue to square dance in the ring.
Ai punti vince Piccirillo.
Well, Michele Picario is the winner on points, 2-1. He beats Shane Mosely of the United States. We'll be back with more after this timeout right here on Sports Channel America.